Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. Hope everybody had a fantastic long weekend. We relaxed and it was really, really nice. So I'm on here, I'm doing a design team project for Odulcina, and she created this gorgeous kit, and I already started cutting some the past few days. And the ephemera, this is all the ephemera from it. And it is basically a combination of her favorite pieces that she has. And she put them all in this great package for everybody to be able to have. And I really, really think it's amazing. I think by far this is my favorite package. I think it has like something like 54 pages. So as you can see, I still have to work on some cutting of some things, and I'm working on doing this. There's no way I'm going to use all these things in here because there are just so many gorgeous pages. As you can hear drilling, my husband is out working on our garage door, and just pretend you don't hear it. So I still have quite a few to cut. So what I think I'm going to do is go through the ones I want to use and pick them out. So that's all the ephemera. And then look at these pages. And I didn't do, crazy me, I forgot. I should have done double sides. But what I want to do with it, it doesn't require it to be double-sided. I'm going to be creating a folio. And look at this. And I'm kind of attacking something a little new, so hopefully it works out. There's just tons of pages, guys, so I can't go through all of them. But trust me, this is something you want to grab. And especially if you're starting out, it has some great stuff you could make several items with. So what I'm going to start out with is I think these are 9 by 13 envelopes. And I thought, let's try to make a folio out of this. And I think what I'll do is I want to create sort of like I did with the other envelope. I'm on envelopes now, as you can see. And then I think I'm going to fold it up in thirds. And then I'm going to add a few things. I'm going to put some of this gorgeous fabric, the gorgeous pieces from her creation on here. And I'm going to keep a lot of this so I can keep it open, because if I want to, I could also, right inside here, I could create, I can't talk right today. I can create some signatures if I decide I want to go that route. But I'm going to want to fold this up, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue this in. Let's find my glue that's open. There we go. So basically, I'm going to glue this to the side right here. And guess what? I grabbed the one that was not open. I'm going to have to put that somewhere so I don't keep grabbing it. I've got several open ones. I just need to use them. Here's an open one. So let's see. I'm going to glue this down on here. And then we're going to figure out how we're going to do this. I will not, I need to remove some of this stuff here because these are my show linens when I take pictures. So I want to just create this so it's a little bit, as you can see, I want to ruin these gorgeous papers. Remove this. So I created it so there's just a little, gosh, I don't even think it's 1/4 of an inch space. So when I do go and close this, it closes. And next, what I think we're going to do, we'll maybe fold it on this side. It's really not going to matter. We just want to figure out I want this to be our front piece, because I think what I'm going to do is, let's see, let me think. So maybe we do want this side. Well, I could always work with this. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in thirds. I should use my bone folder, because I really want it even as possible. It's not too bad. Let me find my bone folder. I've been working in here trying to clean stuff up, and you guys, your kits, for those of you that ordered the kits, are almost done. The needle keep kits, it's taken me a little bit of time because I've got a million things going on here. So just bear with me. So the next one we're going to do the same thing with. Try to make it so it's even. This would be a fun project. Something new. It's probably not new, but it's new to me. That's a little too big. We'll just go back a little bit. And you know, these envelopes is, so you think they're even. They're not always as even as you think they are. Okay, now let's see. I think that should work. There. Now, if I can't find my bone folder, the best thing to that, you could use the back of your scissors. And you want to make sure these are nice and folded. And as you can see, there's a little bit left in here, so we can, a little bit of space, so we can fold this right over. Like so. So there. And I almost was kind of hoping this would be on the outside, but it's not, so we'll just come up with something else. So this is how I'm going to make my folio. And I could always use something to tie it on, but the next step is going to be to cut out all my bits and pieces I have, and I'm going to just add the images on here. So this way it's all added. But see, we'll have a pocket here, and I'm going to create more pockets, but I'm going to have to sew down, I think, each side. Other than that, they're going to go straight through if I don't do that. And then we'll be able to flip it over and do the same thing with the other side. So the other thing, really wish I could have done that. So my plan is to have this, and I still can do that. Now I wanted this, let's see, to go over the top, but then if I do that, it's going to be totally uneven if I do that. But I could go back if I wanted to and refold everything so it's the opposite direction. Let's try it. So if I did it this way, and then I did, I don't know if this is still gonna work. Oh, it might. We still have a little space here that we could kind of move this up a little. And this is not going to be exact, but we're going to add laces so that way it won't show. Let's see if I can do this a little better. Is it hot where you're at? It's been crazy weather here. You know, we were cold one week, hot another. So weather just can't make its mind up. And if this isn't going to come out the way I had thought, and it's not, but that's okay, you know. It'll still make a great folio. I was kind of hoping to use this and be able to close this. But it's okay. Not going to work that way. Unless I did this. Oh, I could do that, guys. And do it this way. And then, but then it's really not, it doesn't really matter. All right. So here's my piece. And I think what I'm going to do first is, like I said, I'm going to cut, and just, you know, just so you can see, I'll add different things to the outside. And some of these just will fit perfectly. Like, I wonder. Let me just grab some. Like this piece. You know, it's a little bit shorter, but I can put some ephemera on the bottom. And there's so much that I can do. Let me see if there's any other ones that I could do. Oh, maybe I could, let's see. See, I could definitely do this. And I could trim. And the good thing about doing these is I could do it and possibly get 2 pages out of this. And I want to see which one I want as my cover as well. But these images are just gorgeous. Let me see if I can find another. Oh, here's a good one. Like, I could add this to this page. So I'm going to go through and pick out the solid ones that would work. What I think would work rather well. We could even use this and just use that as a cutoff. And these images, I'm just enamored by them all. I love them. Let me see what else I have in here. This one would make a gorgeous cover. Absolutely beautiful, just for a journal. But it'd be too large for what I'm doing here. Let me see. I wonder. What I've got here. I'm basically, oh, here's another one that we could use. That's an up and down image. So I'm going to figure this out, and I'm going to pre-cut my pieces, and that way I'll come back and we can just glue them down together, and then we'll go on our next step. So if any of you guys are interested in joining along and creating this with me, I will put the link to this kit and just grab it, your digital kit, and print it, the pages you'd like, and we could actually do this together. Now that would be a nice one too that we could use. And one thing about all Anne's stuff is it all coordinates. Her colors just, you could grab 3 different kits and they all work well together. So that's another great thing. And then if I wanted to, I could create a little, I think I'm going to create a little journal inside of it. So I'm super excited about this. I'm just trying to work it through mentally, and I will be back when I'm all ready to glue these down. I have my 12 pieces cut. I'm going to ink the outsides, and I'm going to ink the envelope, and then I'm going to glue them on. I'll be right back. So I've got myself all inked up here, and I'm just trying to figure out, I think I will sew down the centers. Not sure if I'm going to do it after I glue down. I think I'm going to do it before I glue down. And I'm going to have to trim some of these. So, and then we'll do the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew down each part, because I'm going to open some openings on the top, goodies in. And I'm thinking some of them I'm not going to need to do that, because I'm going to add pockets inside. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch down in the sewing machine, and then we'll be back to lay our pieces down. I stitched everything. I'm not sure if you can see because I did the inking. So I stitched everything, and here you can still see my front. Now I was almost thinking of making a slot in here so I could do a double. I'm not sure how that would hold up if I did do that, and I probably should have done it prior to this. So we're gonna stick with the plan that I was gonna do, and I'm just gonna cut some of these openings in, probably every other one out of the top, so I can stick some larger items in the top. Let's just try the scissors and just do a very, 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 very thin one. Just enough to open it at the top. Here we go. This is all right. And then I think what I could do is just slide this in. See if I have it open enough. I do. And then I'm just going to slide this in. It's just not that sharp. Oh, it's not too bad, I guess. I'm going to have to go through and re-ink a little bit. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the circle and make little things on the top so they know that this is an open area. Ink this. I should have probably done my circle first. Let me grab my circle punch. Actually, let me just go through and do the other ones we're going to do. So I did this one. And then we'll do this one. And do it the same. Oh, you know what? We can't because there's a pocket here. So we'll skip. And we'll do this one. Maybe. All right, so we'll have two open tops. We'll have two pockets going sideways. I think that works. So let me go grab my circle. I think I'm going to do the circle after I put the ink down, because I'd have to redo it again. So, not the ink down, once I put my papers down. So let's go ahead and work on that. And this one is my front piece, and I chose this, and it's rather simple. And I cherry dyed this, believe it or not, and I'm going to do some more. At first, I didn't think it would come out good, but I used my cherries, my cherry pits and things like that. I got to get rid of this one until I'm ready to use it. And some of these may need to be trimmed a little. And I want to make sure I've got room to open this. Open and close without it interrupting, because we don't want it to fold on the edges. So you want to give it enough. So that's my front piece. And just so I don't forget that that's my front piece, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to add just one of these stickies on here. That way we'll remember. That's our front. So next we'll go to the next one. And just making sure that I'm doing this the right way. Yep, that's the top. We've got those two. Okay, so we'll add oh, I love this one. Look how pretty that is. I'm just not even going to I'm not even going to think about it. So you don't need me for this part. Go ahead and stick down all your papers on front and back. This particular one, though, you're going to have to do some altering. So I suggest you put it down and then trim it. Or, you could, yeah, I would put it down and then trim it. Or you could leave it and just trim the side, because we're going to put another one of those circles there. Go ahead, glue them all down. And like I said, these are not all even, so you may need to trim a little off the bottom, like I have to, and then re-ink. So this will take a few minutes. I'm not going to keep you guys on here. Okay, I've got this done. Now I want to make sure that we fold this properly. So that's our front page there. So I think what I did was just did this. And we're already buckling here. So we may, let me see. To fidget here with this a little bit. Let's do this. See if that works. Now see, now we're having some coming off the edge. I suppose I could just go through and trim that. So then it would open like this. Like this. Unless, unless I made it fold like that. And I still have this little on the edge. But you know what? I think I'm going to deal with this after, these little pieces. And just figure out the best way to fold this is going to be my next thing. I did this, the accordion. Then that's my front. See, I don't like a pocket in the back because I don't have anything to close it up with. But I could put a tie around it. And that actually is a very pretty front as well. And that would be if I just did the accordion fold to it, just like this. So then my front won't be my front anymore. But you know, I don't think it really matters. And that's the back. So you know what I did is I tucked this piece in. I could always put some type of thing on here to close that as well. You know, I think I kind of like that idea. So I guess this is going to be our front. And when you do these journals, you sometimes have to make yourself extremely flexible. And just because of things like this. And I could just do this very simply, and because this is gorgeous, and just trim some lace there. So next I'm going to deal with these right here, the ones we did the holes in the top. And I'm hoping I didn't close them. No, they're still there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a punch. Just so the person, the receiver, knows that that is there. I mean, I suppose I could put a tag, a hang tag thing, but we're just going to do this. Make it a little bigger because this is a big, deep pocket. Let's hope it's even. I'm eyeing it. Oh. Yeah, it's not too bad. And then let's find that other one, and we'll do the same. That other one is right there. Oh, I don't want to clip this lady. Well, that's a bummer. What if I just did one side? And I could do some type of tag on the other. Because if I did this, let me see if I end up clipping her. She's so pretty. I could just make a smaller one. Right about there. Let's just do that. There. That's not bad. Now I want to go through and I want to ink in here a little bit. I'm not the best inker, but, you know, this makes it look antique. I got to think of what I'm going to do for that outside piece that's going to hang out. Let's figure this out, what we want to do. And I don't want to go and do the inside here. I think this needs a little trim right there because it seems to have buckled. Or, you know what? Maybe it just needs a little glue. Yeah, just a little glue. And I'll go back through and after see if there's any areas that, see, I didn't hit the corners. And just kind of glue them again. So let's see, for this piece here, wonder if we just added this. And I kind of like that. So let me ink this up and we're just going to trim the edges and do this. Do it that way. And you know what? I got another idea. I think I can add a piece of ribbon or something behind it just to make it pop a little bit. So let me go find something. I have all this, tons of laces, you ladies know. Anytime you get something from me, you get a lot of it with your order. And I think I'm going to cut this down and just use this as the flap. Husband's out there working again. And this stuff is amazing for shabby, let me tell you. And this gives it just a little bit of bulk. I kind of like that. And we'll keep it simple. We'll do that. And as far as the inside goes, I might just leave it and the receiver can do what she wants with it. This is going as a gift for somebody. Most of my things I make, a lot of them I gift to people. And this way it doesn't look like the envelope's there. It's really hot today, and I'm going to let my dogs out to play, but it really is too hot. And they hear their daddy outside, so they're not too happy about it. There we go. I could almost even put a button right there. Let's see what I have here. My little buttons. Oh, this might be cute. Let's see. Got my arm in the way. The only thing is I don't want it to inhibit when I close this. But this is going to be the back, I believe. Oops. Didn't realize. There we go. You know what? I'm going to go back because this would be kind of cute. And I can use this to tie around whatever I use to closure. So now, that is cute. And then we have this little secret part of the envelope. So I think I might put that right there. I like that. I might need the glue gun for this, so let me heat my glue gun up. Now, instead of taking you through this whole journey and creating it with me, it's going to take a long time. You have the basics down, so I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what my finished one looks like, and hopefully you guys all had fun making this. So let me finish this up. I'm going to create a little pocket in the front here, and I'll be back. Okay, so I have this all done to show you guys. This basically could be the front, but so could this. So let's go through this and I'll show you exactly what I did. I had a lot of fun with this, and a lot of pieces I put in are for the receiver to do as they wish. So I didn't do much. Some of them I inked, some of them I didn't. So what I did is I created a pocket here, and I put a bunch of ephemera in here just for the receiver to play around with. And some of this actually I put in, you'll see throughout it, this is from Anne's kit. And some actually are antiques I decided to put through. So let me get started. So you can see in here what I did is I added some antique pieces in here, and I used this lady as a side pocket, and I added a bunch of the ephemera for her to play around with. I added this upside down because I thought that looked cool like that. So, and then what I did is I have this paper, and I'll put it in my comments. I love it. And it was really pretty reasonable. I got it from Amazon, and also these cute little clips. I love these. So let me show you what I did with this. I printed this on this paper, and I didn't cut the border because I like the edging, and I figured the receiver could do what they wanted to. And this is also from that kit. And then the back I left plain. So I really liked how this came out. So that I just took, and I'll do it later, my little clips and clipped it there. Then over here, what I did is I created a little belly band from lace. And again, I added a bunch of just ephemera in here. And that's an old check, I believe. Some handmade paper, some old pictures, an old clip from something. It looks maybe German or something. And I wanted to fill this just so it wouldn't fall out. Then over here, I made a scrappy pad, and I just adhered, if you can see, I adhered this lace piece as a pocket, and I added this lace to the front of it. And this is just the little scrappy pad that I added to this. Then over here, I didn't really do anything on the front of this, but I did add a bunch of ephemera in here. I added, let's see, piece of old writing paper, a vintage or antique card, and just a few pieces of ephemera that were longer that would fit in there. I wanted to originally put these in there, but they wouldn't fit. It's just an old deposit slip from way back when. And then this is a railroad certificate from 1916. And then this was cool. It was a letter written in maybe 62. And I thought that was cool to add in that. And I just left that in there. And again, I left this blank. So this was my back page, or I could have used this as the front page. And I wanted to create it and make it look like a little purse. And I made this little cute little booklet. And this actually is Ann's as well, Odulcina. And this is the one that I didn't do the front and back to, so I glued them together, the pieces. So they're a little bit thicker, but they're really kind of cute. And the receiver can do as she wishes. She could take this and pop this into another journal if she wanted to. And this could come off. And I couldn't fit it inside the envelope without it crushing because of this. So I just kind of had it so I let it sit, I believe. How did I do that? Now I had it sitting halfway inside here and halfway hanging out, I think. I'll have to check. Jeepers creepers. Then I have more ephemera in here, more pieces, more old antique vintage stuff. And, oh, no, you know what I did is I added it this way, I believe. And I just kind of clipped this underneath. And it gave it a little bit of style on the outside as well. So then we'll go to the other side. And of course, some of the things are going to fall out. And then that's the other side of that pocket in here. And I just love this. I have to say this one is probably one of my favorites. And we have this. And then I have a very, very, very old piece of paper in here that she could use. And I didn't put anything else in there. And I like how that number's showing on the outside. And then we're back to the front again. So if we open this, you'll see, hopefully I showed you everything. You'll see how this totally opens on one side. And then let's go to the other side. Whoops. Let me just flip this. And then to the other side. And this is done by the two big envelopes that I had. So I had fun with this, and I might do some more of these. These just are, you know, a kind of a no-brainer thing and fun to do. Well, you guys, I want to thank you for stopping by. And if you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.